another exciting episode of DNA Hardwired, common sense turned upside down. My name is Pop, and with me are my co-hosts, Jackie, Aaron, and hopefully Alicia will be able to join us maybe a little bit later on. Our last few episodes, we began looking at some other podcasters and some of what I call crazy and racist takes on black people by black people, which I found to be a little strange, but that's the way it is. So, but on this episode, we're going to switch it up a little bit and just talk about some of the random things that we've been talking about through text messages. Me, Jackie, Aaron, Alicia, Rachel. So we're just going to talk about some of those things and share with you some of our thoughts. Let me just get some feedback from you guys first of all, from maybe from our last episode last week. Any thoughts, leftover thoughts on other podcasters? We were mainly focused on brother Charleston White. It seemed like.
Go ahead. I don't have any leftover thoughts. I think Charleston White. I think his voice is needed.
Okay.
The issues that he brings attention to. There are issues that have negatively affected the black community. I know, and I know, you and I go back and forth on whether he has a large platform, what he's doing for the black community itself. My thing is this: when he began to call out drug dealers and rappers for their negative behavior and acts, that is needed in our community. That is needed to call. When he started calling out rappers and drug dealers, which is for intents and purposes one of the worst things in our community. Can't hate on him. You may disagree with his efforts, but the way he's doing it, that's fine. But telling that demographic that you not that strong, you not that tough, you not that hard, and y'all ain't gonna do jack to me about it. It's neat. I'm a 5'7", 5'8" man that's 135 pounds with one eye, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing to me at all. And I'm doing it on the internet. I'm showing up in your neighborhood, calling you out, all you gangbangers and all that. It's needed. It's needed. I'll land that plane.
Okay, and as we get more into this episode, I think I'll probably have some more stuff to share about how I think Charleston is going about his message and the damage that I think his message is, the way he's going about his message is doing more harm than good. Any thoughts, Brother Aaron? You're not muted, are you, Brother Aaron?
Aaron, you there?
Yes, I was muted at first. I don't think that, like, I just don't understand how we could take a Charleston White and have so much negativity related to what he's saying, what he's doing, even down to the recent arrest. Like, I was told that he was arrested, got caught, with a gun, with weed, and driving on a suspended license. All right. We have a lot. We could go back and forth as a community saying that, like, hey man, like this isn't becoming of a 50, 55-year-old man. You would absolutely be right. But let's look at what's been accepted in our community. And a person that has a platform that speaks against all of the negative that simply put we heard growing up all throughout the late 80s, all throughout the early mid to late 90s about who's destroying our community, who's responsible for the detriment of our community. And this guy shows up just like he don't care about how you feel about it, but he's saying the same things that you've always believed. I just don't. And for the most part, he's saying it on platforms where he's talking to people who look like me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't mind having a mirror in front of you. I don't mind someone taking that mirror and saying, "Hey, man, you are your own problem." I would mind if he went to a late night show and had that same conversation. But this is a platform where you should be able. Those are the platforms that I've seen him on. Is a platform where he should be able to speak to people who look like him. And regardless of how distasteful or how needed that message is, man, we should be able to take the message from it and move on. If it don't fit your neighborhood, that ain't for you. Catch the next one. But we harbor on things that simply put shows more of a personal, level of immaturity rather than the overarching effect it should have.
I guess I'll give my little feedback now on Charleston, and it'll tie into some of the things we're going to talk about anyway. But I know one of the things that Jackie is known for is saying that, and Jackie, you correct me if I'm wrong, saying that if it's true and if it's facts, the intent really doesn't matter that much. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that kind of how you felt, Jackie?
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what the intent is. If the information is being delivered, it's true. Why does intent matter?
Okay.
I get the intent. The intent may be a negative intent, but guess what? The person that's in control of the fact is us. So we can't get wrapped up in the intent and not focus on the negative information that's being displayed, that's being delivered. If that information is true, we should be focused more so on whether the information is factual. Forget the intent.
Okay. So let's kind of stay on Charleston for a minute and his message and whether or not his intent should matter, and whether or not it's factual. I think we can all agree that Brother Charleston has a large audience. Well, can we agree on that?
I don't think he has this huge audience as you think, Bob.
What'd you say, brother?
I don't think he has a larger audience as you think.
Okay.
I don't think Charleston White has a huge audience. He has a following, of course. He's not even one of these podcasts that got 1 million followers listening to him every month.
Mm-hmm.
He's nowhere close.
Okay, so I guess again, here I go again. I need to be corrected. See, I thought especially in the black neighborhoods, I thought he had quite a following. Now, mainstream America, I would agree, because I've asked quite a few people, have you ever heard of Charleston White? Mainstream America, no. But black America, quite a few folks have heard of Charleston White. So I guess I was wrong. Maybe in black America, he doesn't have that much of a following.
Watch this. In black America makes up 13% of the American population. Of course not.
Yeah, but
I think in black America he does have a major following. I'm not going to downplay that by no stretch of the imagination. So, however, I don't think it's so much as a following. I do think he's kind of like that. He's kind of like the Kevin Samuels right now of politics.
Okay.
So he's gaining daily.
Yeah.
Sure. Now he's gaining, correct. Now watch this. The minute he goes on Joe Rogan, oh yeah, it's gonna blow up. Yeah. He's gonna blow up.
And so whether he's there now or not, or he's on his way, that's my problem with him. Because I think that the message that he is passing on, see to me, and I got to throw Brother Trump in there, but to me, he's a lot like Donald Trump. A lot of what Donald Trump says is a bunch of BS, but he sprinkles in a little bit of truth in it. He sprinkles in a little bit of truth, and people they take in that little bit of truth and get swallowed by all of the BS. And I think that's who Charleston is. Charleston, and it's negative stuff. I personally have, and I asked Jackie to do this, send me a positive video of Charleston, or anybody can. Send me a video that's positive of Charleston talking about the black community and talking about black women. Positive. So my thing is, if this man who's got an impact, or his impact is growing in the black community, is spreading primarily negative feedback to that community, I can't see how it's going to have a positive effect on that community. Am I missing something?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You absolutely are.
Okay.
You absolutely are.
Okay.
You ever play? Hey, Pop, you ever play sports?
Oh, absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Okay. Hold on. When your your football coach told you you ain't shit, did it have a negative effect on you? Did it have a negative effect on you, or did it have a positive effect on you?
Well, I will say this. In a short term, I will say this: negative feedback can have a positive effect in the short term, but in the long term, if my coach, well, let me finish. I'm answering your question. If every game, my coach was giving me negative feedback, yes, it's not going to be good for me. And that's what Charleston does. That's why I asked for. Let me finish for a second. Let me finish for a quick second. Let me finish for a quick second. If you can show me a sprinkling of positive feedback, then your analogy would be good. But just strictly negative feedback, no, that's not going to work for me. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, Paul. Did Barry Sanders' daddy ever give him any credibility for being the running back that he was?
You asked me about Barry
Sanders. Did Barry Sanders' father, who is Barry Sanders, if all intents and purposes, if he wouldn't have retired, well, he'd have beat. Matter of fact, Walter Payton would have been a distant third member. Barry Sanders' dad always thought Jim Brown was a better running back than his son.
And even his daddy was alive.
And his daddy was alive. Correct. But my point was, if you go back and watch Barry Sanders' father, he did not give his son, it was all negative. You're not as good as James Brown. You're not as good as Jim Brown. You're not as good as Jim Brown. That took up real estate in his son's head. And so he had to go out there and prove to the world that I'm better than Jim Brown. So we got to stop this. I gotta give you a soft place to land mentality. Like everything I say it has to be uplifting and spiritual and make you feel good. When at the end of the day, when you look at us as a community, we don't have too much that we can hang our hat on from a positive standpoint. So why are we mad at the Charleston White for calling our community out? We don't have too much that we can hang our hat on. That's positive.
Well,
collectively as a group, we don't.
Well,
go ahead. We don't. And so, who's responsible for our image? Is the Charleston White responsible for our image? Is white America responsible for our image? Or are we responsible for our image? And Aaron knows me. And he's heard me have these conversations with other people. I've had this conversation with him. When I go outside, I have the responsibility to carry myself as a responsible black man, not just a man. So we got to stop this nonsense like we all the same. I have a responsibility to carry myself as a responsible black man in society.
I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with that.
Collectively, do we do that? Do black men do that? Do black women do that?
Yes.
Do we have that as we have that as an image that's being portrayed in society?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I think the vast majority. I think the vast majority of us do. Here's the problem. Charleston White, evidently, and people like him, they have affected your attitude, and that's what I'm talking about. They have affected your attitude, Jackie, as a black man. They have affected your attitude to the point that you see the vast majority of black men as being negative, and that's what I'm talking about, and that's not true.
I had this mentality before Charleston White ever showed up on the scene.
Well, somebody gave it to you. All I can tell you is somebody gave it to you.
No. I go outside every day. I see the way we move. Now, mind you, are there? Now, hold on. I'm not saying I'm not sitting there saying that there are not black men that are doing the right thing. No, I'm not saying that at all.
Well, what are you saying?
You know that.
Well, what are you saying? Are you saying that the majority of them are doing the right thing? The majority of them are not doing the right thing? What are you saying?
I think the majority of black men are doing the right thing.
Oh, okay, good.
Who gets the media tape?
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought I heard you say before that we didn't really have that much to hang our hat on. So I feel better now that you're saying the vast majority of black men are doing the right thing. Go ahead, brother.
No, over 50% of black men are single and childless. We're not talking about the majority of black men are doing the right thing.
Okay, then we're good.
But that's not the point. But who is taking up the space when it comes to the negative RRP?
Well, there's always going to be negative, no matter what we're talking about.
We know.
It's the truth.
We have to police our own community.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Talking about.
I don't have a problem with that. But we can't police our own, for me anyway, we can't police our own community by constantly throwing out negative shit. We should be building up the people that are doing the right thing. To me, this is just my thoughts on it. The people that are doing the focus.
We don't have to build up the people doing the right thing. The people that are doing the right thing, they're doing the right thing. We're not going to build them up. They're doing the right thing. What do I need to build them up for?
Well, you don't need to knock them down either, though. And Charleston White, as I said, for me, Charleston White hasn't been doing any building up. He's just been knocking down. And that's my problem with him.
He's calling out the negative. He's not talking about the men that are doing the right thing. He's calling out the negative.
Well, like I said, I guess maybe I'm missing something. Because whenever I listen to Charleston White,
in fact, he's calling out the negative.
When I listen to Charleston White, it seems to me like he says the black community. He doesn't say a small percentage.
You don't have to say. We know what he means.
No, I don't.
What he means when he says that.
No, I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. If I knew that he wasn't talking,
you don't know.
If
you don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm telling you what I don't know. This is what I think he is saying. I don't believe it's true, but this is what I think I hear him saying. He's saying a bunch of negative stuff about the black community. He singles out black women. That's what I hear. And so now I can only assume that the people that are listening to him are picking up that same vibe. And a lot of those people, go ahead.
When he was on Fresh and Fit out of Miami, he was on Fresh and Fit podcast, and there was very few black women on the podcast. There were Hispanic women. He wasn't calling out black women. He was calling out. See, this is the thing. You're hearing what's not being said. He's not necessarily calling out black women. He is calling out the negative parts of the black community. But when it comes to women, Charleston said it. I've had my children by Hispanic women because black women are known to use the children against the father.
See what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying.
Out of that child's life.
Jackie, listen to what you are saying. Listen to what you just said. You just said, Charleston White said, I have my kids by a Hispanic woman because black women, he didn't say some. I didn't hear you say he said some. He said black women. That's the problem I'm having.
Hold on, Paul. He's also said on his videos, I never seen a man walk out of my mama's bedroom. I never seen a man walk out of my grandmother's bedroom. My mother raised me and my brother. We're in church. She raised me and my brother. She took a job. I forgot what company she worked for in Fort Worth. She raised us right. We decided to go wrong. My mother raised us right. Taught us about Jesus. Taught us about going to church. He said that about his mother. So you can't have.
And it's also been a very common thing for him to make that comparison. So the other side of that is why are we holding a man to a standard of saying shit that he ain't seeing? He's not seeing that positive. If it was all positive, he wouldn't have a platform. The reason why he's relevant is because 90% of the things he say are controversial but true.
You're missing a point, brother. You're missing a point. You're missing a very key point. You're missing a very very key point. If you live in a certain type of environment yourself, if that's the environment you live in, and you're participating in that environment, it's only natural that that's how you're going to see things.
He didn't live in that environment. That's the part that you're missing. He didn't live in this environment that you're saying he lived in. I'm telling you, he did. He has videos speaking of this.
Wait a minute.
He didn't live in this hood environment.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. I am very very confused. You mean to tell me that Charleston White, as a young man, he grew up in an environment where, he was it was a very nice environment. He never got any trouble. He wasn't hanging out with. Am I missing?
None of that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What he's saying is he chose the trouble.
Fact check insert. Charleston White grew up in a relatively stable, middle-class home in the suburbs of Fort Worth, Texas, raised by a hard-working mother. However, his home life ran parallel to severe neighborhood and familiar exposure to street culture, trauma, and early criminal involvement that led to a murder charge at age 14. His mother ran a home that took in foster children and abused kids from the state, exposing White to severe childhood trauma and institutionalized youth at an early age. While living in a better off neighborhood, he was heavily influenced by extended family members, such as uncles involved in street life, and exposure to ghetto environments when visiting relatives. End of fact check insert. But that's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course,
I chose the trouble.
Look.
So just as hard as I went for trouble, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go just as hard in the opposite direction.
This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. Whether he chose it, or he was thrown into it.
Yeah.
That's the environment. But all I'm saying is that's the environment he's used to.
No. Pop, listen to me.
I'm listening. Go ahead, brother.
Just from the environment that I grew up in, it was always a choice.
Yes, I agree with you.
It was always a choice.
I agree with you.
Like I remember, man, I visited my cousin in Milwaukee, right? I'm sorry, Minnesota. This was during the time of my grandmother's funeral. I had to been maybe 27, 28 at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
After visiting there, man, and realizing the things that my cousins had gotten into, their friends had gotten into, Pops, the first thing I came back to Mississippi and told my father is we were better children than y'all were parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because what those parents have to worry about, you never had.
Right.
Yeah.
And the environment wasn't much different.
Aaron, don't change that. No, listen to what Aaron just said, because he and I had this conversation. We were better children than they were parents.
Well,
my siblings, we chose not to go down that road. For whatever reason, it don't matter the reason why. We chose not to go down certain roads. Not because that road wasn't presented to us, because it was.
Right, it was always there.
Yeah. And I'm not disagreeing with you guys that we have choices. I'm not disagreeing with that. This is my problem. When I think it becomes harder for you to make certain choices if you're constantly seeing and hearing certain things. That's all I'm saying. I think it becomes harder.
Hey, Pop, one day we'll talk about what we heard offline, and you'll say, and y'all made it.
No, brother, you don't have to tell me.
And I'm not talking to my parents.
No.
We was around.
No. You don't have to tell me. We'll be sharing the same story. All right, and so I understand. Right. I understand that part. What you guys are talking about maybe at times our parents didn't do the best thing, but we still turned out okay. I get that. I got personal experience. I can tell you some of the same stories, maybe worse. Who knows? We can swap stories. I truthfully, I get that. But this is what I'm also saying, though. I really think that in a lot of these communities, We already have the issue of having to deal with that environment that we're in. And then to be constantly fed through people like Charleston, be constantly fed this negative stuff, it doesn't help. That's all I'm saying. Some of us, many of us are stronger than others. You guys were stronger. I was stronger. I got out of Pittsburgh. I just went back to Pittsburgh a month ago, and it's still a shame. Some of those people that I grew up with, they're not doing all that well. I see it. They didn't make the same choice that I made. I get all of that. So don't get me wrong. I still think that we have the biggest responsibility is on us. It's not on Charleston White. Don't get me wrong. It's not Charleston White's fault that I chose the way I chose. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that for some folks, their mind isn't as strong as yours or mine. And they're going to be weak.
At some point in time, you got to stop. At some point in time, we got to stop sitting there and worried about the way people, what people are thinking or how they feel about certain situations. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that when we begin to have conversations amongst ourselves, we have to preface everything, well, not all. It's like talking to women. When we start calling women out on their bullshit, well, not all, and this don't apply to you. We gotta give a soft landing spot before we say what we say, instead of saying, what, and this is just what it is.
Well, it don't apply to me, but it applies to 80% of people who are just like me.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the portion of the 80% that I fit in, I'm not giving no credit to the ones who fit out. Just sit over there and not mention.
I think what it comes down to.
I am.
Go ahead, brother.
Like we mentioned the fact that like this is what he says about women, that's what he says about women. We never mentioned the true comparison that he makes to women today and women that he saw growing up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And Pop.
Go ahead, brother.
Just from what I saw growing up, the wife that I thought I would have compared to what's available today, oh my God, it's different.
Yeah.
It's way different.
I will acknowledge.
Watch this. Let me say this. Pop. My grandmother, and this is real talk, man. And Aaron may agree with this, he may not. As a man at 55, I don't qualify for the woman that my grandmother was on my dad's side.
Sure.
I don't qualify for that woman. And I'm smarter than my grandfather. I got more education than my grandfather. I don't qualify for my grandmother.
And the problem is, truth be told, he never had to reach that level of qualification because that level of quality ain't been out here since he's been available.
Thank you.
Well,
I'm gonna go a step further. Watch this, Aaron. I'm gonna go a step further. I watched my mother growing up. Now, my mother had me when she was 17 years old, and I was around. And when Aaron was born, I was 14. So I had 14 years of experience of watching my parents. And I don't qualify to a degree for who my mother is. Mm-hmm. I don't qualify for who my mama is. And you telling me that I should go out here and give all this support for black women in modern day society? I should give all this support for the black community in modern day society. When right now this demographic of black people are the worst demographic that we've seen on this planet, in this country. But Charleston White should say, I should give y'all a soft place to land. I should not call y'all on your bad behavior. Now, black women are the worst. Black women are the least demographic in this country.
Jackie, are you listening to what you're saying? Did you hear what you just said about black people?
Yeah, I said it.
So this is all I'm saying, brother. This is all I'm saying. If that's your thought, and if that's Charleston's thought, I mean, what kind of hope do we see? I mean, that's how we feel. That's how we feel about black. Is that how? Let me finish a second. Is that how black men feel about black people? If that's how black, let me finish. if that's how black men feel about black people, I don't want to hear no shit about how white folk feel about black people.
Hey, bro.
I'm listening.
I've been on this podcast with you. I don't care what white people feel about black people. I care about how we feel about ourselves. So
well, you
when
should.
you go to the doctor, hold on.
I don't care about how we feel about ourselves. I care about the fact that we don't care enough to be a difference.
How do you guys?
We're not moving the needle.
How do you guys?
When you go to the doctor, and you got an ailment,
right?
The doctor doesn't prescribe you medication until he figures out what that ailment is. We have a problem with the doctor prescribing what the ailment is because we don't like the method he went about.
Let me tell you something about that doctor. Let me tell you something about that doctor. Let me tell you something about that doctor, though. Let me tell you something about that doctor.
No, I'm just.
Oh, I can't tell you.
You ain't gotta break that doctor down.
I can't tell you. Why don't you want me to tell you?
No, you can tell me. You can tell
me.
Okay.
The way that doctor is going to treat me as a patient, the way he feels about me has a lot to do with that treatment. You do know that. So when we say that you don't care about how these people feel about us, you should care. When you go and apply for a job, and Jackie, I'm telling you stuff you already know, brother. I know you guys are too smart for this. When you go apply for a job, you should care how that person feels about you, because that's going to determine on whether or not you get that job. How are we saying we don't care? Listen to what you guys are saying. I don't care how that person feels about me.
Every aspect is not performative, Pop.
What was that again, brother?
Every aspect of feelings is not performative.
Say that again, brother.
Like you mentioned, I said every aspect of that feeling is not performative. Like you mentioned like how a job, a company is going to feel about hiring me. That's totally different than how I feel about walking outside and the next person feels about it. Like there's some people, there's a level of responsibility to, and that job is definitely one of them. So how that feels about me and how other things such as that, which could help me grow in some other way that's relevant to me, all of that's a little bit different.
I agree.
But those are rooms that I still have to perform in.
I agree.
I'm talking about when I walk out the house and I don't have to perform, and what I see as a result of not having to perform it, everybody else feels they don't have to either. And I don't like the way that looks. And I don't think it's okay to apologize.
Yeah. Well, like I said, see some of these statements. And again, that might be my problem. It may be my problem. See, it may be my problem. Again, I have to acknowledge that. A lot of times, I think I take things literally, unless you clarify for me. That's why I go with degrees, because if you don't give me a degree, I go with what you say and I take it literally. If you don't tell me most blacks, some blacks, half the blacks, however you want to quantify it, if you don't do that for me, if you just make a statement and say, well, blacks are lazy, like some folks have said about us, blacks are lazy, blacks are thieves, blacks are violent. Violence, that's what's been said about us. And now we're reinforcing that. That's all I'm saying.
Don't give me the credit for that same feeling. Because I don't feel that we are inherently violent. I don't feel that we are inherently bad people by no stretch of the imagination. However, what I do feel is our day-to-day culture causes a demise that's very much so slow, and by the time it becomes prevalent and relevant again, what it takes is to regain a standard or get back to a point where a standard is even relevant again. It takes years. Like the decline in how in our thinking has taken years. And the reason why I'm able to say that is because studies are showing we are now, as a community, raising a generation that won't be smarter than us by the time they get to our adulthood. This is the first generation where that's ever happened.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. Jackie definitely ain't gonna. I'm gonna say. What was that again, brother?
Say that again.
No, you said the last statement. You said something. The last statement you made.
We are currently raising a generation that will not be smarter than us, and that is the first statistically, and that is the first time that has happened in our history.
So now let me ask you a question. When you say we, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about America, period.
Thank you.
However,
Thank you.
hold on.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Hold on. When I hear that America, period, is struggling in that, I know what that means for my community.
I agree with you.
I don't have to guess or over sympathize or overthink it.
I agree with you.
Like, I know what that looks like.
I agree. See, but Brother Jackie don't want to hear that. Brother Jackie don't want to hear you talking about the rest of everybody. He just want to hear you talk about black community, and that's my point. Yes, we're all suffering.
And here's what that is for me, right? Here's what that is for me.
Okay.
And this is a level of agreement with that. Because Pop, it's not my responsibility to feel compassion in that manner for another generation, for another nationality. I'm sorry. Now I could desire better for you. I could want better for you, but it's not my responsibility to offer like any sort of like sensitivity toward that. Because I know that in order for it to be affecting you, the way it's affecting me is what's truly probably dragging that number down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't try to fix out inside problems outside.
And that's where I'm going with that. Why you think I'm looking at this from the standpoint of only black people? No, Aaron just made what he just said. We're raising this generation. That includes everyone in this generation: white, black, Hispanic, Asian, all this, Middle Eastern, all this. We're raising this generation. But listening to your argument, we should be focusing on the whole demographic.
Yes.
Shit about this.
Yes.
I care about the black women. I care not the black women. I care about of that demographic. I'm caring about black people.
No. You need to care about us all. Because let me put it this way. If they fail, listen to me. Just listen to me for a second. If they fail as a race, if they fail, what do you think is going to happen to the rest of us?
I don't think all of that. That coincides with that thinking of a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's been the biggest lie ever. And truth be told, history will point to a place where black people were absolutely doing better than the mass majority of other races in this country. And truth be told, I forgot the year that we were responsible for saving Cadillac. Well, guess what? We couldn't get before that. There was a time where, simply put, man, the money that we were able to hide, that under the bed money, that in the closet shoebox money, went way further and meant way more than our actual savings of dropping it off at a bank, and fractional reserve banking, and all of the BS that came behind it. Like we have to get out of that mindset of we were only doing good when everybody else was doing good, because when everybody else was doing good is when we were doing our absolute worst.
Right.
Yeah. For me, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
We are the group that funds everybody else's uprising.
See, I just can't get past. I just can't get past. In my mind, anyway. I just can't get past this thing of us and them and the rest of them. I can't get past that. I have to. For me, I have to look at this as we're all in this, and we all need to do what we can for each other. I just can't get past that. I don't see how we're gonna make it if we're gonna say, okay, let them worry about them, and let them worry about them, and let them worry about them. I don't know how we're gonna make it with that mentality.
We made it. We made it this far without it.
But from what you're saying, we're not doing all that great right now.
Yes, guess what? So we need to change something up now, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we need to stop trying to be segregated. See, because that's what we've been doing, just like you just said. just like you just
We need
said,
to be more
just like
specific.
you just said, we've been saying, well, we can do this on our own. Evidently, we ain't been doing it on our own because based upon what you guys are saying, we ain't doing too well. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do me one favor.
Yeah.
Just do me one favor.
Okay.
Look, do any sort of research related to any time in history where Black people were absolutely doing good. And you will also notice that during those times, everybody else weren't doing so good.
Fact check insert. I took Aaron's advice and I looked up to see if there was ever a time in American history when blacks were doing better than other races, other white races. And I found the following. No, there has never been a period in American history where Black Americans as a whole were economically or socially outperforming white Americans. Broad economic data, wealth tracking, and historical records show that a significant racial wealth and income gap has persisted through every era.
And that's in any time of history.
Well,
the reason why Black America was the first bomb that was ever dropped by this country on its own people.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It's the reason why. Like anytime we were doing better than our counterparts, they showed us that we will never be brothers and sisters. We could only be counterparts. And I understand, man, that don't go to 10, 15 to that group. I truly get that. But I am not fixing to sit back and wait to find that 10% of friendly, while I'm understanding that 80 to 90% of these are enemies. And from that 10 to 15%, their genetic survival means that they could become friendly fire. I don't have time to decipher the difference between the two.
I'm trying to open up my mind to the concept of what I think I hear you guys saying, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to open up my mind to the concept of Black folks somehow being separate from the rest of America in general. Is that what I'm trying? Is that what you guys are trying to say?
No.
No? Okay. What are you guys telling me?
That's not what we're saying.
What are you saying?
Hold on. I know that was an extreme comment, but there was something in there I missed. Say that again.
Okay. I said I'm trying to open up my mind because we briefly offline a little earlier we were talking about closed-mindedness. So I'm trying to open up my mind to the concept of what I think you guys are saying, and that is that Black folks basically need to be concerned with Black folk business. Let everybody else worry about their own self, basically. But we need to concentrate more on trying to get Black folks stuff together, and everything else, let it fall the way it falls. Is that what I'm hearing or not?
Hold on, Pop. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, brother.
Because I know from your military experience, you'll understand this.
Okay.
When in history did war start and any country went and found 15% of the population that are friendly first?
Okay, I missed what you said, brother. Say it one more time.
At what point in history have you ever seen a country invade another country, but before they did it, they went and sought out the friendly?
I get you now. So again, I think what I'm hearing you say, correct me if I'm wrong, that you kind of see America and Blacks as basically kind of being at war or fighting, or however you want to word it. We're not together. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely not together.
So again, that's my problem. See, I don't see us at war. I don't think we Black folk need to find a certain group of the rest of America that's friendly to us.
Right.
I don't think we need to do that. I think that's our problem. We need to,
you know how I know. You know how I know you being extremely disingenuous with your point right now.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You want to know how I know that?
Go ahead, brother.
Your feelings about Trump tells me everything. Your feelings about Trump.
Explain.
Your feelings about Trump is that he's not for the he's not for the community.
Right.
He's just not for black people, according to you.
Right.
According to you.
Right.
He's not for black people.
No, he's not.
So with that being
But he's not for America either, though. He's not for America either. But go ahead.
You can't say that when the stock market is at 52,000.
No,
what do you mean?
No, brother. Now, this stuff about this stock market thing, we need to get off of that trick. How many people? Let me finish. No. You know where I'm going. No. You know where I'm going. No. You know where I'm going. No. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. No. I'm answering your question. Why won't you let me answer your question? See, people. Look, audience. Look, listeners. Look, listen, listeners. This is a sign of a very smart man. He's already anticipated. It's like chess. I don't even know how to play chess, but I can assume he knows where I'm going on this move, and he's trying to stop me. He knows where I'm going. He made the move. Now it's my turn. Now wait a minute. He made the move. Now it's my turn. He knows where I'm going. He's trying to stop me. Now he brought up the stock. Let me finish. See, here he goes. You see here. But why don't you let me finish? He brought up the stock market. And this is the problem that people that don't think, and he's thinking though, not him, this ain't him. This is the other people that this is the hook. Who the hell does a stock market affect? What percent of America does a stock market affect?
It affects the percentage. Guess what? Can I say this before you interrupt me?
Yeah, go ahead.
It affects the percentage that pays the most taxes. It affects the percentage that employs the majority of people in this country. It affects the percentage of people that are moving the needle from technology and moving America forward. That's who it affects.
Okay. Now, in response to that statement about who pays the most taxes, no. Those folks find those people that you're talking about. No, it's a proven fact. No, Jackie, it's a proven fact. The average American citizen pays more than that top 1 or 2%. We pay more in taxes.
No, they don't.
Yes, we do.
No, they don't.
Yes, we do.
True.
Yes, we do.
That's
we pay more. We pay more than they do. They have loopholes. They have loopholes. Plus. Let me finish it. Let me finish with this part. Let me finish with this part. The stock market. Let me finish. You brought up the stock market. Why would someone who's not invested in the stock market give a damn about the stock market?
So what now?
I said, why in the hell would somebody who that's not invested in the stock market care about the stock market?
What do you mean?
Let me try this again. Let me try this again. Let me try this again.
I can't hear
those
you.
black people.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah. Those black people that we've been talking about, they ain't doing so well in the neighborhood and so on and so on. Those people don't give a damn about the stock market. They're not invested in it.
And hence the reason why that neighborhood continues to do bad.
But I'm just saying, you brought up the stock market, the stock market, but those people don't care. And there's a lot of poor white folks, same thing. Stock market don't mean nothing. But how did we get on the stock market? Fact check insert. In an effort to provide accurate and fair information, I have to concede and give Brother Jackie half point on the point he was making. Yes, the top 10% of income earners in the United States pay the vast majority of federal income tax. Data from the Tax Foundation shows that this top tier accounts for roughly 71 to 70% of all federal income tax revenue. On the other hand, while roughly 58% of U.S. households own stock, the financial benefits are intensely concentrated at the top. The top 10% of Americans own roughly 87 to 93% of all stock wealth, with the top 1% alone holding over half of the total market. Meanwhile, the bottom 50% of the country owns about 1% of the stock market. End of fact check insert.
No,
that's a great question.
I forgot how we got on the stock market, but anyway, go ahead. No, I think because Jackie was talking about how good the country's doing.
I said your feelings about Trump. He's not for America.
There you go.
You can't say that when he's making moves. They got the stock market at over 52,000.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's how we got.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
And
you're right.
you jumped off the porch talking about we're gonna focus on the stock market.
Yeah.
I said don't do it, Pop, because that was not what the point was.
Yeah. That's how we got on it, and you're right.
So the point is, you want to say that Trump is not XYZ.
He's not. Because the stock market doesn't affect the things that he's doing affects the majority of Americans more than the stock market. People paying more for groceries. People are paying more for groceries. People are paying more for gas. People are just paying more overall, and that stock market don't offset it. But go ahead, brother.
But you can't say he's not for America when
he's not.
You can't say he's not for America when this is what he's doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, but he's not doing it for America. He's doing it for him and his family and his friends. That's who he's doing it for. He's not doing it for America. Now we're gonna debate. Come on now. See, we're gonna debate. We're gonna debate on Trump and whether or not he's doing the best for America. Brother, go ahead.
Since you love Obama, what did Obama do? What did Obama not? What was his net worth when he went into office, and what was his net worth when he left office?
It wasn't much.
Those numbers.
Yeah.
It increased too.
No. I guarantee you, no, nowhere near like Trump. Nowhere near. Now you're going to debate that
because he didn't have what Trump had.
Good, my goodness. Are we going to? Are you kidding? Are you?
He was the most financially successful president that went into office.
You talking about Obama?
But he's not financially successful. Hold on. This is where you got to stop and listen.
I'm asking you, what are you talking about Obama? I'm asking you, are you talking about Obama?
Huh?
Are you talking about Obama?
No, Pop. I use Obama. This is where the late kicked in.
Okay.
You said Obama was not as successful as Trump. Barack Obama was not a billionaire when he went into office.
Okay.
He didn't have businesses like this when he went into office.
Okay.
So that's a bad comparison all the way around. Trump had businesses around the world.
Oh, okay. So
bad comparison.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that Donald Trump made his money not because of him being corrupt, but because he was just a businessman who was already rich. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is he was a corrupt businessman before he ever got there.
Go ahead, brother Aaron.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Aaron.
He was a corrupt businessman before he ever got there.
I agree with you.
Comparing to somebody, it has to be somebody like the Reagan.
I agree with you. He was a corrupt person before he went in, and he's continued that corruption.
You're talking about business, Pop. You're talking business.
No, corruption. I'm talking corruption. Your brother brought the word corruption, and I agree with him. He was corrupt before he came in office. He's been corrupt while he's in office. He's not great for America.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
He's not great for America.
Right. But as it pertains to what you're saying related to taxes, he made the same comment to Hillary Clinton. I think this was in 2013 or something like that, where he said, I benefit off the same tax breaks, off the same loopholes that your constituents do. The reason why you're not going to change it is because your donors take the same benefits I do. So I'd be open to change it if you were. And the room got quiet.
Yeah. So
it was the speech that changed the trajectory of that race.
Let me tell you, y'all won't get me to say, you will not get me to say that Barack Obama, that Hillary Clinton, that Kamala Harris won't make money if they had an opportunity to make money. You won't get me to say that. Of course they will. All I'm telling you.
What I'm saying is the seat is the reason why you're making money. The position you're in is the reason why you're making money.
They didn't make, none of those people made money like Trump. Come on. Come on, Aaron. Come on. Come on, guys. You guys got to be kidding me. Y'all got to be kidding me.
No.
You guys are actually going to say that what Trump has been doing in his 2 years, just these 2 years, I'm not even talking about the first 4 years. I'm just talking about in his 2 years, y'all not going to tell me that what Trump is doing is not unusual, that is not corrupt. Are y'all trying to tell me that?
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna say it out loud to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got y'all on record.
Left their way, Richard.
I got you on record, but go ahead.
Yeah. Name the president who left more broke.
None.
Who left what now?
It doesn't happen.
What he was.
We're talking about a position that pays $250,000 a year, and they left there way richer. You don't get there off off $1 million in salary, man.
Barack
come on, man.
Barack Obama, Joe Biden, they did not leave that office a whole lot richer. They did not. That's not true.
That's the biggest fallacy ever been told.
No, it's not. It's not true. But it's not true. It's not true. Especially when you compare.
Obama and Michelle Obama, did they have a house in Boston Breeze before they got elected?
Look, Jackie. Look. Y'all don't want to go there. No. Y'all don't want to go there. No. Y'all don't want to go there. Jackie, Barack Obama, Barack. Come on now. Barack Obama. But y'all know good and damn well. Look. Y'all. Yeah, here they go again. See, here we go to the chess move. Yeah, we go to the chess move. See, they don't want to let me. They won't let me have my move. They won't let me have my move. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama made their money after they left office.
Guess what? Don't get mad. Hey, I watch this. Pop, hey, Pop. Hey, Pop.
I'm listening.
You can't sit here and say you saw Trump did it while he was in office. That Barack Obama didn't set it up for when he left office. Make sure he was
you a mess. You are. And my man said, you a mess. You a mess. Come on now.
All I'm saying is, donor funds don't get counted as salary.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
Everybody left there rich.
I tell you what, we're gonna do one last thing before because this will be on the same track. But I'm gonna do one last thing because it's still talking about politics. I wanted to talk about something that we always usually get into, and we kind of into it now. Republicans versus Democrats, Trump versus Obama, and whatever. I just wanted to run down some things. These are some actual facts about because somebody has said something about.
Hey, Pop, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm a Republican.
Okay. I'm just this also.
Here's the funny part, bro. I don't like none of them. And I think when we listen, like if you listen at me speak, I understand you think I have a preference toward one than the other. But what I'm saying is, I kind of feel that comment that was made, like literally, like what other choice, like how bad could the other choice be? Like one thing we've never done as a community is literally try to negotiate with the Republican Party the way we parted.
Bring him back. Aaron, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I hear him.
Oh, I said the one thing we've never done is try to basically. Can you hear me, Jack?
I hear you, Aaron. Can you hear me, Aaron?
Pop, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It's Jackie.
Hey, Pop, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Jackie? Jackie, you must be on mute. Jackie must be on mute.
Okay. I don't know what happened here. I can't think he's moving around. Hope not.
You back, brother?
He said the crazy part.
Aaron, you there?
I wonder if he's on mute.
You might have to end him, Pop.
He's probably on mute. I think he'll wake up in a minute. He'll come back around. But go ahead, Jack. Aaron.
But yeah, the one thing I don't think we've ever done as a community is try to build a relationship with the Republican Party. We have been so tied to the Democratic Party.
I don't know where you are.
Okay, but as a result of our basically partnership with the Democratic Party, we've never considered what the other side would look like. And simply put, we've always asked the disingenuous question of what has the Republican Party did for you that the Democratic Party hasn't did for you? And truth be told, no party lends any appreciation towards any group that doesn't do anything for them. So to ask that question would be very much so disingenuous.
See, I appreciate you, Brother Aaron, because you fell right into my trap. You fell right in my trap. Because I'm gonna cover some things here real quick.
Don't look at it as a trap, Pop. It could be a setup.
It was a setup trap. Let me. I'm trying to get Brother Jackie back. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
I may have to hang up on him and call him back. Let me see if I can do that. Are you still there, Jackie? No. Let me try to call him back, brother. Let me see here, Jackie. Let me try here. Hey, you back, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, me and Aaron was listening at you scrambling around. We don't know what happened to you, brother.
Okay, it could have been me. Okay.
Okay.
My bad, man.
But
man,
you
I couldn't hear nothing you were saying, but my bad.
but
Yeah,
we're
I heard you blaming me.
hey, while you were gone, I set a trap for your brother. He walked right into it. Are you
What's
listening?
that?
I set a trap for Aaron. He walked right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and spring that trap on him because he was saying that really, I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, brother Aaron. He was saying that really he's not for or against either of the parties. He really he said that the black folk haven't really done enough to try to see what the Republicans have to offer. Is that kind of like what you said, brother Aaron?
I hate how you paraphrase.
Okay, go ahead,
I
brother.
truly
You
do.
correct me. You correct me so Jackie will be up to speed. Correct me so Jackie will be up to speed.
I said that it's very disingenuous for us to ask what did the Republican Party did for black people, given the fact that we've never really made a genuine effort to even partner with them to see exactly what could be done. What I did leave out was that the Republicans usually put crooks in office. And the one thing that you can guarantee with a crook is that he's going to fill his pockets up, but he's going to do what he can to help you so you're not complaining about him. My problem with Democrats is that we get the most educated of educated who knows how to speak to us, who's somebody that simply put we're proud of, especially when they look like us because they're so well spoken that we overlook the fact that we haven't demanded nothing of them. All we demanded of them was simply put, you get in that position. We never gave them direction once they got there. Therefore, we never get anything from them. You can't negotiate with a good Democrat. He's so used to giving you nothing. Simply put, you ain't gonna stand for nothing, and therefore he doesn't have to bring you to a table that's relevant.
Okay.
With the Republicans,
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
He's not going to bring you to that same table because simply put, you never offered him nothing.
Okay. All right. So Jackie, you heard the brother. He stepped in the trap. He's in there fumbling around. He ain't getting out. So let me go ahead and spring the trap. This is some of the things that the Democrats have done over the last 50 to 75 years that directly benefited black folk. And I've asked you guys to do this for me before, and I still ain't had it yet. Y'all ain't got it to me yet as far as what Republicans have done. But let me just run down the list here, and you've heard the list before. Civil Rights Act of 1964, that was for black folk. Democrats did that. Voting Rights Act of 1965, Democrats did that. Fair Housing Act of 1968, Democrats did that for blacks. Head Start, Medicaid, expansion of Social Security disproportionately helped low-income blacks. Affordable health care.
What year was that? What year was that? Because I want to tie that into the year Title IV was actually induced, and I want to tell you exactly what that did to the black community. But say that again.
No, you talking about the Head Start, Medicaid, and expansion of Social Security? Or are you talking about that one?
Yeah, you said that one and one after that one, and those two kind of correlated with the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So say that again.
All right. So let me do the last two I did. The first one was Fair Housing Act of 1968. That was the Fair Housing Act of 1968. And then and then I went to, I don't have a year for this one, Head Start, Medicaid, the expansion of Social Security, and they said that it disproportionately helped low-income blacks. Then Affordable Health Care Act, that was 2010, passed under Barack Hussein Obama. It expanded healthcare insurance access, reducing the uninsured rate for millions of black Americans. America Rescue Plan 2021, enacted under the Biden administration. Temporary expansion of the child care tax credit and direct economic relief cut black child poverty significantly. Infrastructure Law 2021, Biden again, directed federal funds toward repairing historical infrastructure divides, public transit access, broadband deployment in historical underserved and minority communities, minority business and Democrat higher education. These are things that the Democrats did that directly. Those are just some of the things that they did directly affected blacks. Give me some of the Republican, and I know I'm catching you guys off guard. You're not prepared for this, but if you could,
no, you're not catching me off guard. I want to stay right there for just a second.
All right, go ahead.
I want to stay right there for just a second.
All right, go ahead.
Because I never heard anything in there that did not specifically help women. We have always, as a Democratic Party, went out of our way to help women in very much so minute ways. And one of the things where you said child tax credit and Head Start, all of that, I think that came around 1968, 1969, somewhere around the induction of Title IV. You know what Title IV did?
What did Title IV do?
Title IV put all of those black fathers that wanted to be fathers to their children in a courtroom and made them pay. That's why the standard visitation schedule for black men still to this day is every other weekend a month, where you get 6 days and 6 days, 8 nights with your child, and they expect you to be a father in that time. So don't tell me that, simply put, the Democratic Party did so much to this, because just like that Clinton crime bill, it did nothing for black people but set us further apart. Outside of the Housing Act, you said nothing that benefited us.
Civil Rights Act didn't benefit us?
Civil Rights Act?
Yeah.
Yeah, it benefited us. It simply put made us qualified for low-income jobs.
But that's okay, but it benefited us. Voting right acts of 19.
If you think a rising tide lifts all boats, I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
Voting right acts of 1965 didn't help us.
I don't. That was a white American problem. That wasn't a black man problem.
So all I'm saying is, I listed those things, and those are only some of the things that the Democrats overall have done for the black folk. And I haven't heard one thing.
I told you in terms what it did to us.
Yeah, but give me one thing that the Republicans have done. And like I said, I know I caught you guys off guard. You wasn't prepared for this. But if you could, come back maybe next week, because I'm still waiting on somebody. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what the Republicans have done for us.
What are you waiting on?
Hold on. You asked me one question that I answered to start this conversation.
What was that?
Simply put, we never negotiated with the Republican Party to see exactly what you could get from a crook, because all we accepted was a good talking, educated, black or white male that simply put in that position that promises you the world, over promises, and very much so under delivers. So if you don't negotiate with a party, you don't get anything from it.
Brother, think about it. I remember distinctly. I saw him. I watched him. I listened to him. He offered black folks. This is what the brother offered black folks. He said, "Vote for me. What do you have to lose?" You remember who said that? He negotiated. He negotiated. He said, "Give me your vote."
Where was he wrong?
He said, "Give me your vote." He said, "Give me your vote. You don't have nothing to lose."
Wrong. What did we have to lose as a community by voting for Trump over a Democrat?
Another Democrat.
You lost for one thing. For one, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you if you let me. I'm gonna tell you what you lost. You lost DEI for one thing. No. Now you don't want me to tell you.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Let him go ahead, bro. Let him go ahead, because truth be told, if you mention DEI, that's the biggest misconception ever. Because once again, all you're doing is adding an inclusive movement. That movement helps one side of the group. Simply put, you're causing more offset in your community than you ever done by. It's the same way you would find in medieval times, where simply put, you find some king who went to one town and gave enough away to simply put offset the economy.
What about
you don't help that place?
What about
simply put, you overfund one and take something from the other. Meanwhile, you charge that person's trust account, and truth be told, there's no benefit there. You draw more. Basically, you pull us further apart with your policy.
What about the attack on our voting rights? What about our attack? What about the attack on our voting rights? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna shut up.
I don't want you to shut up. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna shut up because I know you got a point to get off.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I kind of made it.
What Aaron is saying in a nutshell.
All right.
Anything going out through history that benefited black women hurt black men. And you will never land on that. Yeah, you staunch Democrats will never land on anything, everything else put in place to help black women. The flip side of that was put in place to hurt black men.
Give me some examples.
Y'all won't land on that.
No, give me some examples.
I just gave you the biggest one.
Okay, that was okay.
It's what you consider
Title
family
IV was
court.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Straight up bullshit for me.
It's today's family court. It's simply put the same process you go in there if you want. You go into if you wanted a divorce. If you go in there, you wanted time with your child. It's the same. It's the same. Basically the induction of all of that Head Start this and child care this. That's what it came from. And simply put, your government wasn't funding that. That dad was. So no, the government did nothing for black people. As a matter of fact, they took something. You made an effort to overfund one while malfunding another, and you called that growth. That's not growth. That is simply put, by definition, it is the basis of demise.
Okay. I'll tell you what, guys. You notice how every time you get me, it's time to quit, right?
You started this one. I just couldn't read.
Hey, hold on. I got it. Hey, Pop.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You grew up hearing this. Pop, you heard this?
Go ahead.
You heard this too. Get behind me, Satan.
Okay. All right, guys.
Truth be told, I hate the animation that comes with. But there's certain topics, man, I'm so like well read on, like family court, administrative law, blah blah blah. All of the courtrooms that you walk into now, because there's no such thing as constitutional law being practiced in your court. So, in the event that there's anything related to any sort of benefit toward black people, I'm understanding, man, I got to go and read this fine print because I know that something here is just off. It feels wrong. They've never given me anything that didn't take something more valuable from me.
Right. Well, I guess again, I got to try to open my mind up. Again. I'm an old fella. Y'all guys know I'm an old fella. I've been around a long time, and I've seen what black folk, where we were, and where we are today. The opportunity that we have today, and from what I've seen, what I've observed is we have came away. We've got a lot of opportunities now that we didn't have before. We got a ways to go, but we still got a lot of opportunities now. And I see that as a direct result of the Democratic Party, a lot of the moves that they've made to try to help bring that about. And what I've also seen, and I still see it today, I've seen the Republican Party fight that. Every chance they get, they fight that. That's phrase MAGA, Make America Great Again. I know you guys have heard people talk about this before. At what point are they talking about? What point are they talking about going back in history and making us great again? Whatever point they go back to, it's going to hurt black folk. So it's things like that that my mind is open up to, and I don't understand a lot of the stuff you guys are saying, but I'm still trying to open up my mind and learn. With that, I think we'll go ahead and bring this to a close. We'll go ahead and pick it up next week. I'm sure we'll pick it up next week. But any last thoughts from you guys?
None at all, man. Truly appreciate another episode. This has been very much so fun for me. Once again, I do apologize for being animated, man, but there's some things that, truth be told, I have a lot more on as it relates to court and family law that simply put, unless we were just having a conversation, it would kind of feel off topic.
Right,
so
right.
Therefore, I do apologize for that portion, but going forward, man, I definitely expect to be better.
No. What you've done for me anyway is I'm going to do a little bit more research on that, and I know there's another side to it because we had kind of covered this a little bit before, but so no, I appreciate you bringing that up. If that's how should I say this? If that's a barrier to you possibly maybe seeing the other side, then I'm going to try to free up that barrier because I'm going to do more research and I'm going to come back next week on that. So no, I appreciate you, as you call it, being animated. I didn't see it that way, but thank you. You going to say something, Jackie?
No doubt.
Let me say this. I've seen this conversation Aaron before, and I look at man. Don't ever come off your knowledge, bro. I don't give a damn how you say it. I can't argue my point unless I can argue your point better than I can argue my point. Meaning that Aaron reads the fine print. I'm guilty of not reading the fine print. He knows I'm guilty of not reading the fine print. I think you know I sometimes I don't read the fine print.
I think we can all be guilty of that.
When I do go down and read that fine print,
Mm-hmm.
when I go down and read that fine print, it's rarely in my position saying because the fine print, the devil is in the detail.
Uh-huh.
The devil is in the detail. And so when we don't dig 7 levels deep, we miss a lot of things because there are times when something is presented to us as a group, it looks good on the surface, but it's not good for us long term. And so that requires us as a community to make it to read it, understand, and make a decision on what we should do going forward. You know, I'm not sitting on this podcast talking about Trump or the Republican Party is the best thing for this country, and the Democrats are the crash community. I think overall, at the end of the day, I think both parties are full of shit. Charleston White, we start off with Charleston White. Charleston White, I think is needed. Kevin Samuels, I think was needed because we got to get out the fact that somebody is calling us out on our negative bullshit on a platform that is not governed by CNN, ABC, NBC, and any of these major platforms out there, because they're only, when you listen to them, only one narrative is being pushed, and that's the one that they want.
Hey, you're not going to finish this off without giving credit to my first ex-wife, Candace Owens, because she's just as necessary.
For her too. like real talk. I did not, real talk, because I was so wrapped up in this nonsense. When I first heard Candace Owens, I did not like Candace Owens. Did not sit my ass down and shut the hell up and begin to listen to Candace Owens. I realized I like Candace Owens. So my point is this, right. And we started this off about was open mind and closed mind. I was closed-minded when I first heard Candace Owens. But when she started kicking facts, spitting facts, I had to step back and say, she's not wrong. I'm wrong. And so, with that being said, I admit I may have some blind spots as a man. And on these podcasts, Aaron, he challenges me, my sister Melissa challenges me. I have to go back to the drawing board and say, am I right or am I wrong? What am I missing? So I don't think somebody calls us out. It doesn't mean that they hate the community. They're calling out the negative aspects of the community. Mm-hmm. And why is it that we claim to be so educated, we're so intelligent, and so locked in that we can't see and say, you know what they're saying is actually right. And the hell with how you feel about it. So my stance is I'm always putting myself up under the microscope and saying, okay, maybe there's some things that this situation I can see different. I need to look at it differently. I may be missing. I land the plane, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, also, for everybody listening, appreciate you. Thanks for taking up time on your Sunday listening to three men that don't have it figured out. We're trying to figure it out. That's why we're doing this podcast.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, and thank you. Appreciate it. All right, and thank you, listeners. We'll hopefully join you again next week. Signing off.
Think it through, people.